What up, guys? Right here, the Talk Junkies TV. It's a good one today. I feel like I'm surrounded by fucking celebrities today.
TikTok.
We got TikTok celebrity. We got a movie star slash rapper slash comedian, and we got the world famous. And I'm left behind.
What up, Doggy? You're that one guy that wears the sandals every day, and everybody recognizes you as Starbucks, right?
Yes, I'm the Starbucks guy. Hey, introduction, Big CITRIC in the house.
Yeah, Doggy.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Thank
you guys for having me on, bro.
Fuck, thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
When we planned this shit, I never thought fucking we'd get to that level. You know, we gotta. It's your official movie star, bro.
I'm still trying to get to that level too, though.
But you're there. You've done movies that are on that I can watch on the TV. You know, not on YouTube. They're on actual fucking Netflix or Amazon or whatever. You know, I can see them there. So
yeah, man. Yeah, you know.
I have to pay for them. In other words, you know what I'm saying?
You guys underestimate the power of Jose Tierra. You guys don't know who I know.
That was the agent. That was
he's on the chef channel too. I seen the cooking channel.
Yeah, no. We're about to start making some gourmet hot dogs right here.
The sausage, right?
El doggy. You're gonna call it the doggy?
Yeah, the doggy dogs.
The doggy dogs.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to who?
That's a plug.
That's a plug.
Oh, no plugs?
What's up, guys?
So we started fucking chatting it up a little too early, and now I feel like there's not much to say. But let's rewind and fucking say it all over. How have you been, bro? How's COVID treated you? How's fucking this last year treated you?
Good, man. You know, I didn't catch it, so I'm good, Dougie. You know what I'm saying? So
amen to that.
I survived, Dougie. But you know what I'm saying? It's been crazy. You know, just tripping out, you know, on everything and that's going on in the world. But at the end of the day, man, all we can do is just leave it in God's hands, man, and just do what we got to do every day, bro. Just stay on the grind, yeah, man. You know, no matter what.
We were talking and mentioning that if you get it, let it in your mind. Yeah. You start getting the negativity, and then you catch it.
No, that's real shit, man. I mean,
you manifest it almost.
People don't understand the power of manifesting, man, and the power of the mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The mind is a very, very strong, powerful tool, man. That people they underestimate that. You know what I'm saying? That you can manifest shit.
You can.
But a lot of people don't believe in manifestation, so you got to believe in it to make it happen. That's what they say. Believe in yourself, and that's how you make shit happen.
And speak it, no?
Yeah, exactly. Speak it into existence.
Once upon a time, I said I'm gonna fucking work with Ink Junkies, and look,
there it is.
There it is,
bro.
A genie in a botella.
Rubbing the lamb, dog.
Yeah.
I did the same shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like some of you know, I worked with George Lopez before on the show Lopez, and it was the same thing. Like 6 months prior to me getting that gig, I was just sitting at home, kind of depressed, just flicking through the channels. Came across the old George Lopez show, the original show, you know, and I was watching it. And I've always been a big fan of George, you know. And you know, so I was like just tripping out, you know, just watching the show, and I was like, man, how cool would it be to work with this dude, man, you know?
And how was it?
Shit, yeah. 6 months later, I got a call from my agent, you know, like, hey, they're calling to ask if you're interested in doing a pilot with George Lopez. Yeah. And I was just like tripped out because I was just like, man, you know, like that shit really works, man. You speak it, you think about it, you know, it'll happen.
And how is he? How is he as a person, bro? Like,
he's cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can tell us the truth, bro.
He loves to roast everybody, you know what I'm saying? So
do you fucking talk shit back? Or are you allowed to?
Sometimes, you're allowed to, You know, sometimes
you have to raise your hand.
I'm not as quick as him because you know he's obviously a pro at it, man. But
you're a funny guy though. I mean,
pretty funny guy.
But you know what I'm saying? Not funny looking. But with George, he's just like one of the homies. You see, that's the thing that when we did the show Lopez, we clicked right away, you know. And at that time, it was on the TV Land network, so TV Land saw the chemistry, you know, that we had, and they couldn't deny it, and it was basically like working with one of the homies. Like that's how it felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like George was just talking about everything, you know, and then you know, he like I said, once he starts roasting you, that means, you know, he likes you.
I like
Dynamic duo, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
These two have a dynamic duo.
Yeah, so roasting each other.
high and low, you never know.
You
never know.
know how I like to roast them?
What?
Put a stick through them and just fucking troll them.
No. These are my pork rind or something.
Rotisserie style.
See what I mean?
But yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's chemistry has a lot to do with a lot of good content too, man. You know what I'm saying?
And people gravitate to it naturally because we're on social media, right? Yeah. That's our platform. Not TV yet, but social media. And our audience, they know if we're acting or trying too hard or whatever.
Yeah.
If it comes natural, I get more views, more likes, more comments, more whatever, you know? And you see.
Yeah, people pick up on that,
They
man.
do, brother.
Yeah, they pick up on that shit, man. So it's like that's why they always say, be yourself.
Be yourself.
You know, a lot of people always try to be something they're not, but nah, just be yourself. Don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got something to bring to the table.
Yeah, everybody,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like they say be yourself because nobody else can be you.
Yeah.
You know, that's just basically it.
True.
Damn.
You know? I'm still a beer actor. I don't really. I've been acting. I still haven't got a call from Modelo, but I'm still yeah.
And we gotta call them up, get you a sponsor.
Sponsor, no.
We gotta get you a sponsor.
Don't, please, Citric, don't bring that shit up, please. Don't bring that up.
He's got text messages, bro.
Yeah, he'll show you.
He'll show you.
Hey, you believe in something, you know, you chase something, you know, like I said, I don't always like to bring up, but people ask, and I did something I liked, and me dancing around with a beer, man, and that's something I like to enjoy.
That's your thing, yeah.
Yeah, man, that was it, you know, so I inspired myself to be a drinker, I guess, you know, and along the way, other people pick it up, you know.
Oh, man, ain't nothing wrong with drinking, bro, having a good time, man.
Having one dance,
I have more than one dance. It's called the backstroke.
So how'd you get into it, brother? How'd you get into the whole?
Well, originally I started doing music back like in 1990, 91. You know, we used to have a group called Browntown, and then from there it kind of went over to Browntown Looters, and then it went over to Pueblo Café, which is all we started doing just all Spanish. But before that, I mean, we were always doing Spanglish, you know, and then when we started mixing the Spanish is when we got this one record deal that like kind of like set us off and plugged us in, you know, like. We wanted to do, you know, we got to do like all the Latin America TV shows like Sábado Gigante, Despierta America, all that, you know, and so that created a lot of opportunities. So, but around the time that we were getting ready to release that album is when this is like in 2004 is when I got into acting, you know, and I always say by accident, but at the same time, you know, nothing happens by accident. Everything happens, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, you know, like it's meant to be or whatever, you know, but. So I'm a big firm believer in that too, you know, and of course manifesting. But yeah, you know, it's like I've always wanted to get into acting, but I never really like tripped on it because I really didn't have the plugs or I didn't even know how to go about it. You know, like I didn't know who do I contact, how do I do, you know. So I never really tripped on that. And when I got into music, that was like more, it just came natural, you know. And I started linking up because a lot of the homies in the neighborhood doing music, working on stuff. So then you just kind of link up from there. You just kind of just take it, see where it goes, and you know, we went around the world with that shit. You know, we toured a little bit here and there, man, and that. But like I said, that opened up a lot of doors to where we got to the acting part. You know.
Did you get paid? I mean, my biggest struggle in my mind to be an actor or a singer or have that type, get into any of that, is that you need money while you chase it. You know, did you have a side job? Did you get paid? Did you come from a rich family?
Well, when I started doing the hip hop stuff, when I started doing music, I was working a 9 to 5. You know, I had it wasn't even a 9 to 5. It was like we were doing like 10 hour day, 11-hour day shifts. I was working for a plating. Well, it wasn't a plating company, but it was a company that does slides. You know, for the desk. You slide out the drawers. So I worked in the plating department. And, you know, we were working like 10 hours a day, sometimes on Saturdays too, you know, and but I was doing music on the side, so I would get home. I was living in Montebello at the time, and then I was driving all the way to Ontario. So every day back and forth, you know, and I'd be on the freeway half asleep because I would come home, shower up, eat, and then go to the studio or go to my homie's garage where we were doing shit. We didn't even have a studio. That was our studio. The homie's garage, DJ Clear. So we were going in there, and we were just like writing shit, and then he would just spin records. All he had was 2 turntables at the time, and he would extend the instrumentals, and we'd just be busting freestyles and written shit. And
that's cool.
And then we got a tape deck, you know, a dual tape deck, and then we started recording little Mickey Mouse demos and shit, you know, just passing them out. And we were doing that shit until we got a record deal, like in 1992. It was an independent company, and I remember, they said, hey, you know, we heard your demo, we would like to do a whole album, but let's try something first. Let's put out a single and see what the reaction is on that, and then we'll go from there. We'll go from there. We're like, cool. So we did the single. The single was called "Dope House in the Ghetto." It came out in 1992, and it was a hit in the underground, man. Like it spread like wildfire, like wildfire. It was like you walk into the store, you know, you see like 2 or 3 little sections, you know, of hip hop, and then you see our little cassette single right there, and then before you know, like after a couple of weeks, like now we had like a whole row.
Fuck yeah,
2 weeks later, we had 4 rows, all our shit, and our shit was just flying out the chain like that, and it was just a single, and we were doing all these tours all up and down California and Arizona and Texas, and people were gravitating to our shit, and it was around the time when it was like Cypress Hill was blowing up, House of Pain, so we were kind of like our style was like we were Chicanos, but we weren't considered Chicano rap because there wasn't really Chicano rap at the time.
Yeah. It was like,
you know, it was Frost, Nalomanes, and all, you know, but nobody was calling it Chicano rap.
Yeah. They were coming up, but no one labeled us that.
Yeah,
Chicano
exactly.
Rap,
so it was just hip hop, you know, and so they would throw us, you know, out on tour, you know, and we was like us, Frost, and Spanish Fly, High C, and Tony A at the time, you know, and it was just like that, and we were just like getting like sick ass reviews from like all these underground magazines. That, you know, that we were just like tearing it up on the tour. We were the opening act. So then after that, I remember DJ Quick's manager wanted to sign us, but the manager that we had at the time was just a cockhead, and he was just cock blocking, man. Like he was like Quick's manager, and a couple other labels wanted they wanted to sign us, but they wanted to manage us because he really didn't have that much experience like that. So they want, you know, the labels that wanted to sign us. They wanted somebody with more experience, but he didn't want to let us go. He felt
threatened, right?
Yeah, so he wanted like a certain price because we were under contract, you know.
Yeah.
So they wanted to buy the contract, but he was asking for too much. So that kind of messed up a lot of outlets for us and stuff like that. So then we just kind of stopped doing music for like a year, a little bit. And, well, not really. I was still doing music, but we just weren't on tour. And then the group kind of broke up, and we all went in different directions for a while, and then I just came back out and started doing shit on my own again. And then I just kept the name Browntown, you know, like all the MCs that were with us, nobody wanted to really do it. And the ones that did, they just kind of went on their own. They were like, no, you do your thing, you know, if you want to keep the name, keep it. So I just kept it, and then it was me and my DJ. We just kept going, and then we got a couple other members, and over the years, and you know what I'm saying, and we still toured all the way until like I think like 2000, 2002. I think 2003 was and then after we stopped for a couple of years, and that's in 2004 we got the record deal with Balboa Records, and then that took us on a whole nother level, you know, and then that's the time when I started doing acting, and then the acting just started taking off, so I just kind of stuck with the acting for a while, and then I kind of just forgot about the music, man, because I was like, I was more focused on the acting, and then
right?
you know.
Where's the money at?
The acting. Yeah, the music. There's money to be made there, but depending how you and how well you market yourself in the underground, because if you sign with labels these days, you know, the labels are gonna take a big old chunk. You're gonna see fucking dirt, you know. So, and the only way you're gonna see money is if you're on tour doing shows constantly and merchandise.
Working your ass off.
Yeah, so merch is where it's really at.
You have your brand, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you know,
tell us about your brand.
Yeah, you know, so we got the Solid Keys. We kind of stopped it for a while, but we're gonna revamp it, you know. Yeah. But yeah, merch is where it's at, though. You know, it's like during the merch, and then after that, I got into the acting, and then I started seeing the paychecks right there were a little bit, you know, more substantial. So
I've always
so
heard,
I was like, I could make a living out doing this.
I've always heard of the partying when you're on tour, where you know, with women and money and drugs and all that.
I was fucking all the groupies, though. No,
anyways, where do you see more of that in the film industry or in the music business?
Fuck, man. You know what? I think it's the same thing, man. To be honest, I think you know what I'm saying. It's like any kind of form of entertainment, dog. You know what I'm saying?
See it,
You're gonna see it. Yeah, it's always there. It's just it's all up to you as an individual if you want to partake in any of the stuff. You know?
Did you?
Yeah, you know, we had some wild parties, man.
I seen I don't guess it's all right.
I seen a podcast with Be Real, and he talks about fucking just go be on a tour with him, and you know, it seems like they had it was crazy in the 90s.
Yeah,
right?
man. No, it was, man. It was just wild, man. Like, I think that was the golden age of hip hop, man. The early '90s, the early '90s, mid '90s, you know.
Yeah, that's not.
I think that was the golden age of hip hop, man. Because now, you know, it's there, you know, and people are still doing their thing, and there's a lot of dope underground groups that don't get the recognition that they should, but.
The cool thing that now there's guys that are doing them by themselves without a record label, but they have the platforms. They have Spotify and YouTube, and they'll put themselves out there.
Yeah.
And if you're in the underground, you'll listen to them.
Yeah.
They can put themselves out there. Now.
And that's the thing, though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like now with the technology now.
Yeah.
It's a lot better for artists. You know, there's still labels out there, but you know they're still trying to say, oh, I can do this for you, I can do, but a lot of times the artists are doing more for themselves than what a label's doing.
Independently, like
you know,
now,
independently, exactly.
Social network, you know.
Exactly. So that's the thing. The key thing is marketing yourself. Marketing yourself. That's it. You can do it on your own now with all the platforms. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need a label.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just market yourself, and then you get that attention, and you never know. You just you start getting that attention that you start getting people just dumping money into your shit. You know.
And right now you have an agent and a manager and all that?
Yeah, you have an agent.
They get you the gigs. And
they set, like my agent, the way it works is my agent sets me up for auditions and negotiates any deals like for, movies or television or whatever. And then my manager, she, Wendy, and she handles all the business side of everything, cool, making sure everything is on point. And then I have a publicist too, Veronica, so... Wow. They're all part of the same firm, pretty much, Supersonics Media.
How's that work with the publicist?
Well, it's basically the publicist, just gets you like on, like when I was doing Lopez, for example, they put you on a tour right after even during the filming, but not so much because they want you to concentrate, focus on the work, and then after when they're done and then they're getting ready to air it on TV, or during the time when it's already airing on the air. Is they put you on a tour, like a promo tour of all the radio stations, all television, and just promoting your shit. You know what? It's crazy because that becomes more work than the actual filming shit.
It probably does.
I know. Yeah, no, because now you got to be everywhere pretty much every day or every other day. And
so when I DM you, is it you answering me or is it your publicist, bro?
No, that's me,
I know that firsthand, bro, because I've toured too, and I've done Los Angeles, Southgate, South Central, Starbucks.
Yeah,
So I know how hard it is to
it's work.
It's hard work, it's real hard work.
Man. Yeah, it's work, man.
You gotta have the fucking personality because I can't do that. I can barely walk next to him somewhere, bro. But he has that. He likes it. He fucking.
Yeah, heck yeah.
What do you mean? I like
it. You can't tell him twice to fucking dress up, bro.
So this is me.
This is me. What are you talking about? I am Jose Tierra.
Yeah, no, it's just something that's already in you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they say, when you got it, and you just got to use it.
I'm still trying.
Yeah,
What's up?
So what else are you working on? Like, do you have any other shows coming up or? I know you work with Momo, and I remember back in the days, I had a mask made for you guys. For Tons. Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah. That's what was dope.
What happened with that show?
I don't know, man. I think Momo kind of put it aside because I think somebody else already owned the rights to the name, and like some legal shit was going on, and then I remember George was kind of interested in it and wanted to do something with it, but then they just kind of like just put it on hold for a while. I'm thinking now that Momo's on Mayans, he might be able to bring it out. He might do it.
Good,
I think he might. That's his motivation right now.
He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I actually ran into him about maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
At that giveaway of the Harley.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I ran into him right there. It was chill.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, it's comedy dude, man.
Yeah, that was always funny.
Yeah, real shit, man. But yeah, you know, just working also on the Ghetto Busters. I mean, you heard of.
Of course.
With the homie Concrete and
Concrete.
my boy Ricky. Yeah, you know, we're working with these cats from out of Fresno called Falcon Pictures, and they decided to do a spoof on Ghostbusters. But they call it Ghetto Busters. So basically, instead of hunting ghosts, we're hunting burnouts in the hood. You know?
You're hunting what?
Burnouts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like all the homies that are up to no good in the hood.
Where can you watch that? So, I think I seen.
We got distribution for it, from what I know, but as far as network, we're not sure where's it gonna land. Yeah. But it's supposed to land this summer. It's coming for 2021.
You guys are working on that.
Yeah, they kind of my agent kind of mentioned that to me, and
you didn't know it.
Yeah,
we were trying to get Jose Tierra on there too, Dougie, but we couldn't find a suit that fits on Dougie.
Well, no,
we wanted a bling bling.
They were talking about they were trying to catch me running down the alley. I was like,
I don't know if that's in the budget with all that bling, you know.
But, you can't run that fast in these boots.
But we shot one season of it, so if hopefully everything all goes well and it gets a second season, we're gonna have to throw them in there, man. Chasing them down the street with the zappers.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we got the zapper, you know, the proto packs.
Wow.
So yeah, you know, so they got some nice visual effects on the shit, man. So.
What was your favorite show that you've worked on that you really liked the writing and where it went?
Man, you know what? I worked on. I wish I could have been on more episodes. I was only on one episode. Silicon Valley. That was on HBO. Yeah, man. The writing on that is just comedy, you know, and then the acting, all the actors, man, they're just cool people, man. And I had a real great time, man, with the casting crew on that show, man. And that's one of the sets I wish I could have. Yeah,
that was HBO, right?
On HBO, yeah. I wish I could have been on a few more episodes, but the episode is you know, even though it was episode number 5 on season 1, like a lot of people I get recognized for that one. A lot of people hit me, hey man, you were Chewy on Silicon Valley. And then also Mike Judge, which is one of the directors on there and writers. He matter of fact, he's the writer and director of creator of Idiocracy.
Oh yeah.
As well. He threw my music in it too, the Polo Cafe stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's one thing about you know, another thing with the music is like a lot of these directors, they incorporate our music. Like they go, hey, I know you do music or you used to do music. How can we, you know, let's work something out, like a licensing deal. I want to put your stuff in this and that. And I'm like, cool, man, let's do it. You know, so yeah,
that's cool,
we're able to get both things going in there. You know?
Crazy.
That's awesome, bro. I'm getting blown up.
I don't know.
Yeah, doggy.
That's cool, bro. And so tell us about. There's so many things to talk to you about, and I've been watching your stuff today, kind of reviewing and doing my history. And I remember, you know, there's a lot of touchy-feeling subjects, and you know, I don't know if it'd even be cool to talk about, but you had a big experience with your son. What was it, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, like in 2018.
2018, huh?
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
He's doing good, man. He's doing good.
I saw him in the parking lot.
Yeah,
I saw him.
He's out
fucking
chilling.
drove in and everything.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, he's driving now, man. So
come a long way.
To see him like that, you know, it's a miracle. He's a walking miracle and shit, you know.
And he's always with you, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty much always with me, man. Because you know, it's like, it's just, you know, it's one of those things where, you know what I'm saying, we have a relationship like, it's the father and son relationship, but it's almost kind of like brothers too, you know, and like partners. He's my partner pretty much, you know. Like you know, like everything in my business, like he knows everything, you know, like he knows what's going on, he knows what to do. If I can't do something, he knows, like he's just pretty much my partner in crime.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. No, that you guys can be at that level as father and son.
Yeah, man. You know, so and we bump heads here and there. You know, like anything, you know, like any business partner relationship type shit. You know, you're gonna bump heads, but at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I would do without him, to be honest, man. You know, like I'd be lost without him. And man, yeah, he got shot in the head, bro. Like in I think it was like August of 2018. He was driving for Lyft, and he got into a confrontation with somebody else, you know. He had 2 passengers in the back. I don't know if he cut them off or the other people, the other car cut him off. But one of the eyewitnesses says that they were. You know, like talking smack back and forth. They're revving up the engine, you know, kind of like racing or whatever, or my son was trying to get away from them, and next thing you know, they shot. You know, they shot. They were like,
what area was that in?
Like Highland Park area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Highland Park, like after 110, I think, like by Pasadena almost. Yeah, so yeah, you know what I'm saying.
The walking miracle, huh?
Yeah, no, he is, man, because the bullet's still stuck in there, and you know, when he was laid out, you know, in the hospital the first couple of weeks he was in ICU, you couldn't even recognize him, you know, because they had to take off part of his skull, so the skull was, you know, like, boy, at that time it was all blown up, his head was just like really big, and he was all, you know, like bruised up, so he was in an induced coma for like, I don't know, like 3 days, like 3-4 days.
That's got to be one of your biggest struggles you've ever gone through as a dad, as a person,
man.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't.
I can't even. I complain sometimes or fucking stress this that, and I'm like this has to be the peak of what I'm ever gonna go through. But then I think of situations like that. It's like, fuck, I haven't done shit. I haven't been through nothing, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? You don't wish that upon anybody. You don't expect it to happen to you, you know what I'm saying? You see shit like that in the news.
You're never prepared for something.
Yeah, you can't, you know? It's like, you know, like no matter how hard you try to prepare for something like that, because, you know, like anything's possible, anything can happen in this world, but at the same time, you don't want to think about that, because sometimes when you think about that, when you think negativity, you bring that energy, you know what I'm saying? You bring that energy. And I'm not going to lie, you know, I kind of feel like around that time, I think that's kind of what happened that led up to that, because he was having issues with this girl. Me and him were having issues because of that and a couple other things. So I think there was just like a big old ball of energy, of negative energy that was surrounding us at the time, man. And it's kind of led up to that, man.
It blew up.
Yeah, and it just kind of blew up. And so one of the things I learned, man, is like, you know, try to keep it positive at all times, man, and always hope for the best, man, and don't stress the little, you know, the little things, you know, especially things you can't control. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you can't control it, don't stress on it. What are you gonna do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Life goes on. You know, tomorrow's another day, and that's it. You know.
Yeah, because something like that will make your knees buckle for sure.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then I had to keep it strong, man, for everybody, because at that time, you know, it was my mom was in town, you know, so then. And she was getting ready to go back, because she lives in Mexico. She was getting ready to go back when that happened, you know, and so canceled everything, obviously. You know, she stood for like another 3-4 months until he was like out of the hospital. He was, you know, already like chill, like she stood like an extra 5 months after that. But yeah, you know, and then of course, you know, because he has two other sisters, you know, half sisters from his mom's, you know, his mom's present marriage. And then of course, you know, his other grandma was there, you know. So and then his girl, and man, it was. You were the only guy. Yeah, I was only doing it, and it was just like chaos, because, you know, all this crying and you know what I'm saying. And I couldn't even like take time to like I had to keep it solid, because I couldn't break down, you know, because everybody else was kind of like looking at me like, you know, like I was the one going back and forth and, you know, talking to the doctors and stuff. And then his mom, you know, too. His mom was there, and so his mom was just, you know, losing it too. And then when the doctor comes out, and then he goes, okay, well, he's resting right now. We did a CT scan. We can't really, we don't see any hard damage, you know, that the bullet might have done. The bullet's still there, but we don't see any vital things that it might have hit. But we won't know until he wakes up. But just know, he was already preparing. Just know that when he wakes up, he might not be the same Eric you guys are used to, you know. That you guys know, so it might be a whole different persona out there. So, you know, just be prepared for that. So, and then his mom breaks down even more, and I'm just like there, like just tripping out. I'm just trying to hold it in, man.
That's crazy, brother.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
And even to this day, man, like I think about it those days, man, and I was like, man, that shit, you know, it's like I break down sometimes, bro, because like, you know,
and you don't see, like, when you're going through stuff like that, you don't even see that. You're like, how can this be a blessing someday? Yeah. And the farther the time goes, you know, you leave it behind, you understand there was a blessing somewhere behind in that. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
It's always there, bro.
Yeah, no, it's true though, man. You know, it's like every negative incident has a positive outcome in the end somehow, though. You know what I'm saying? It just depends, you know, how you look at it too, and you know,
perspective,
brother. Yeah, perspective. You know, that's why I always say, man, just try to keep it positive as much as possible, you know, because there's already enough negativity in the world.
You are your outlook. You know, however you outlook at the world, that's who you are, brother. You know, if you look at everything negative, you're gonna live a negative life. It's just common sense.
Common sense, dude. You know, I had just finished doing like Lopez, you know, the show we did the 2 seasons. So I had a little bit of money put away, so I wasn't like I wasn't hurting for money, you know. So I was cool. So I was just like, I felt like that was a blessing from God right there already, you know, because I was prepared for it, and so that gave me the opportunity to spend pretty much as I could spend with my son, helping him recoup, because he had to learn how to walk and talk. You told
me when we met that you had bought a motor home and you planted it at the hospital.
At the hospital, yeah. They let me park the motor home across the street. They had the regular parking lot, and then across the street they had another parking lot that they owned right next door to a fire station, and they let me park it there.
I always thought that was a cool story. I was like, fuck that's kind of the kind of love a father has, that you're gonna be right there in the fucking parking lot and not leave his sight.
Yeah, no, I was like, I mean, this is the closest I can get to him, because right there they weren't letting people stay overnight. You know, when he was because he was like in 4 different hospitals, but the last hospital he was in, it was a rehabilitation center.
I went out there in
Pomona. Well, you guys went that one day, you know? Yeah. So, you know, shout out to Leilani. You know, she was one of the main nurses there. You know, that was in charge. You know, so she was looking out for him, and you know, and make sure he was cool. You know, but it was crazy, man. Because I was just like literally across the street, and I would let him know. You know, I would tell him, hey, pops, I'm across the street, so don't trip, man. You got my number. Anything
I got you. I'm
right
here.
Just call me. You need anything?
The nurses treat you bad. I'm right here.
I told him,
You need some Krispy Kreme? Yeah. I'm right here. I got you.
Dude, and I would feel bad, man, because sometimes he would tell me, like, hey, like, because his memory, he's still dealing with short-term memory loss, but not as often like before. But he would be in there, and he'd be like, why am I in here? You know, like, why can't I go home with you? You know, and stuff like that, and like, hey, why don't you just pull it? I go, you can't, because you got to be in there. You know, you can't go out into the I would tell him it's like a contract. You have to be here till you get, you know, better and shit, and then we could bounce. And he wouldn't kind of comprehend, and he goes, hey, why don't you just pull up? Because he would see, like, when cops sometimes would come in, like, if some of the patients were getting out of hand, and they would call the cops, you know, because they need restraining or whatever. So he would get scared, because he thought, like, fuck, you know, like, I can't leave here. Like, he thought it was like a jail. But I told him, no, it's just, you know, they're coming because fools were getting out of hand, and so they're calling, you know, for them. But you're good. He's all right. And then after he goes, man, how come you can't just pull over to the, like, on the back door, and I'll just run out and jump in and we'll bounce? That's all. Now we can't do that, Pops. So I would always have to keep, like, telling them, you know, like, hey, like, just chill. Your time here is almost done. You're getting better. So yeah, they taught him pretty much how to walk again, man, and you know, he was going to speech therapy and all that, you know.
That's good. I see him now, bro. Like I said, I saw him drive in. I was like, no, that's him driving in. That's cool, bro.
He's driving now, man.
He was on his phone right now. Like, you could never tell. You would never know.
Yeah, dude. So he's like I said, he's a walking miracle, basically.
Yeah, he is. He's a walking miracle.
What was the first thing he wanted to do as soon as he came out?
Man, I think he wanted to go to In-N-Out or something.
I was gonna say In-N-Out
because he loves hamburgers, man. So
that or tacos de birria or something.
And you know, and then in the hospital, you know, the food was all right, but you know what I'm saying, it wasn't like what he was used to, what he likes. You know, like he wasn't really eating too much of what he liked. So
that's a nice hospital, though.
Yeah, it was. It's nice, man.
Place,
yeah, Colina. You know,
Colina.
Yeah. It's very, very nice.
If I ever get sick, I want to go to something like that.
Yeah, no, you know, it's crazy because a lot of people that get head injuries.
Yeah.
That's the first place they want to land, right there, because and I've heard that from cops.
Yeah. That's like a rehabilitation
center. Yeah. It's like cops too.
That's a big word for it. I can't even say it.
Like the cops when they get hit, you know, or they
that's where they take.
Yeah, that's where they go when they get hit, head injuries or whatever.
County state pays.
Yeah, that's where they go. That's the preferred place to go because and people come from like all over the country.
You can tell it's top notch.
Yeah,
so it's a great place.
So yeah, shout out to everybody, the Colina, man, staff right there, Leilani and everybody, man. They took care of him and they looked out for him and shit, man.
Solid Kings.
Yeah, bro.
Where did that come from? Where did that name come from?
It just basically it came because we were getting tired of working with like a bunch of dirty cats and Fools that they're always on some BS, you know.
Yeah.
Hey Robert, how you doing? Oh, no, his name is Robert.
Yeah, Dougie, I know. Dougie,
What do you come on that?
it's like a two meeting in there.
I don't know what he said.
Sorry, my bad. Go ahead, carry on, bro.
Can you mute that guy? That's just.
It's fucking hot in here. Is it me or is it fucking?
I don't know. It's just
CITRIC
hair.
is fucking. Oh,
Man, I forgot to bring my sweat bag,
Sorry
Dougie.
for cutting you off, bro.
you can't turn on the fan. The fan can't be turned off.
No, but I caught it right away.
Just let him tell you a story.
Yeah,
Go,
Dougie.
carry
We're
on.
not even.
Yeah, basically we're just tired of dealing with people, just shady people, dog. You know, and just on some bull, you know. And so we came up with the name Solid Kings. You know, just everybody's a king. You know, all the homies are kings, women are queens. You know, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. Like we just said, like, well, you know, we just wanna start messing with pure solid people, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it solid. Like, how hard is it to just keep it 100?
You get him a shirt that says that. So maybe it'll stay solid.
I've been solid.
I don't know.
Look up that shirt. Bro. I can see a nipple, bro.
Why are you looking at my nipple?
Fuck, it's right there.
I'm wearing pasties, bro. How would you see?
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
Hey, makeup, please.
So your mom's from Mexico, your parents from Mexico?
Yeah.
You from Mexico?
No, I was born here. Man. Yeah.
You got
born,
papers?
Born and raised in East LA.
Because this one doesn't.
I think I got my passport on me.
That's cool, man. What part of Mexico?
Nayarit.
Nayarit?
Yeah, and then my dad's from Zacatecas.
Yeah. You ever go out there?
You know what? Zacatecas, I've only been there once. I never really went over there. I know I have family with it, but you know, to find them, that's a good one. I'll probably never find them. But Nayarit, I haven't been over there in maybe 2 years. But you know, when I was gonna go, that's when everything started happening with the
What part of
shutdowns.
Nayarit?
Right by Tepic. It's a little town. Yeah.
Fucking crazy. There's shrimp everywhere, huh?
Dude, that's
What's a caponeta where they do?
Oh, yeah,
you go to the
food
bars
trucks,
instead of buying beer. You buy the beer and all the shrimp you can eat.
Yeah.
Banda.
Yeah, because I mean the ocean is not too far from
right
there.
there,
Man.
and that's
so you get all the seafood pretty much fresh.
Yeah,
man.
fresh. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, Caponeta, I've been there a couple times, pretty dope. Yeah, dog. But I've been for sure. I want to go this year, man.
The peak's crazy.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
You know, you go in there. I'm from Mexico, so I used to go there a lot. Going to Guadalajara, so you got to pass the peak, and it's crazy because it's like the SWAT team is right there in the entrance. With they're aiming at you, and you got to go through, and they
M16s.
Put the window down. Where are you going? Who are you? And I'm all tatted up. Yeah. They're like, get out of the car. Let's see. Let's check. It's crazy.
No, that's happened to me a couple times with my son. One time we were driving. He was driving. I was sitting passenger, and then they came up to us and then they were looking at me.
Hong Kong or where?
No, by Adelitas. We were chilling. We were in. I remember we were looking for a hotel that night because we got in the kind of late. We were looking for the hotel. We couldn't find it. We made an illegal U-turn, so we get pulled over. And then right away, I was like, oh, man, we're going to have to break these fools off some feria and shit. So I was already pulling out my wallet. The fools come up to us, with the M16s, and they're like looking at me, and I'm all tatted up. I'm bald. I'm high as fuck.
You look like a sicario and
shit. Don't tell me you were in your Escalade, bro.
No. We were in my son's car. He had a Honda Accord at the time, little Honda Accord. And then, so my son looks all, he looked normal, no tats. Clean cut, he got a nice fresh haircut, and they're looking at him, they're looking at me, and then they're telling my son, "Hey, mijo, ¿estás bien?"
What the fuck?
And you know this guy?
Yeah,
well, wink if you're good.
Lo conoces? Yeah, es mi papá. And he goes, "Tu papá?" And he goes, and listen, the guy says, "Yeah, it's my son." And I'm sitting there, and then the vato is just looking at me like, and he goes, "Let me see your IDs." And I pulled out my driver's license. She hears, same last names. He starts laughing. He's like, damn, man. He goes, yo pensé que te tenían secuestrado. I was kidnapping him and shit, taking him to the ATM or some shit. But, they let us go. They didn't even charge us nothing. That fool was laughing in. He's just like, let's get out of here, man.
You're a big guy, dude. You're intimidating. I'm sure they cocked it.
They probably cocked that shit. Yeah, you ready to shoot, dog.
Big dude, he'll take us all down and shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, those fools don't mess around, man. Especially the judicial.
Federales.
The federales, they don't mess around, man.
They don't fuck around, dude. I got my ass beat a couple times over there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, those guys, they'll give you las calentadas.
They don't play, bro. I got
play.
stories. They don't play over there.
They'll shock you and everything.
I stay on this side of town.
I don't know about shocking. I don't know about shocking, but they do the bolsita. They'll suffocate you.
Oh,
you
know?
No. I guess it's easier to grab a bolsa than fucking have the whole battery.
Exactly, man. Yeah, because they can just torture you anywhere.
Anywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Tierra? You get her one.
You gotta put that titty away, man.
Are you seriously still staring at my chest, bro?
It's either grossing me out or it's turning me on.
That's what I'm worried about, bro.
Doing something for him.
That's what I'm worried about, bro.
It's the way you order at Starbucks for me. So are you coming out with anything new with Solid Kings?
You know what? For the last few months, we've been trying to revamp it, but there's always something going on, you know. And shout out to Mr. Pete and Don Dominguez. The Dominguez, you know, they just got married, man. So shout out to them. We've been talking, you know. And then Pete also has another brand that we've been putting together, you know, kind of like just trying out different designs that hustle hard, you know. So
I've seen that.
So he's just been, you know, just trying to test the waters and stuff, see what kind of works, but. We want to, hopefully, you know, the end of this year, man. Hopefully, we just start going hard again, man.
Well, you got our support.
Yeah, absolutely.
And appreciate you too, man. When you were sporting it when we were first coming out, man. You were rocking that shit everywhere, man.
All day, every day.
Yeah, good looking out,
anything free, he'll wear it, bro.
Actually, it wasn't free.
And we gotta get some shirts like this style done.
Yeah, you gotta put Solid Kings on these shirts.
Yeah, the big old crown and shit, all bling bling.
Bling down.
That's tight.
Yeah, I've known CITRIC for a little while already.
Yeah, no, good times, man.
Yeah.
Went to a lot of comedy shows together too, man.
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah.
You do stand up?
Rabbit?
You do stand up?
I started doing stand up a couple years ago, man. You know, my boy Phil Medina, that's also he's been doing comedy for years, and he's also my co-host on my podcast, The Big CITRIC Show. And that guy would always tell me, "Hey, bro, you ever try doing stand up?" And then I was like, "Nah, not really. That's like a whole nother ballgame, bro. Like, you know, I've been on stage, you know, but it's
You're like, I'd rather do everything sitting down.
Yeah, no. I told him, you give me a recliner on stage, you know, that'll be great, bro.
That's got to be nerve wracking, dude. Just getting up there.
It is, dog. Yeah. It is, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it took me a long time too to even consider it. You know, like I would go to a lot of comedy shows with him and a lot of other comedians and you know what I'm saying? It's like I sit there, you know, sometimes in the green room, sometimes I'd be out in the audience. And I would pick up on soaking up a lot of game, you know, and just looking. But I would see that, you know, like it's crazy, man, because you could do really good one night, and then the next night you could just fucking totally bomb, bro. So it's a gamble.
I was saying, you feed up the crowd's reaction too. Yeah. You know? I think if you're up there, you know, feeding, you get that confidence up there, you know.
Yeah.
I think you gotta be confident, you know.
That's what it is.
I think it's self-confidence, you know, like to be up there and not be shy, not be, you know. Just let it out. Be yourself. And,
exactly.
You know, I think that's how it comes. I mean,
that's
better to come. Let it fly.
That's real shit. Cause that's what my boy Phil would tell me. Just do you, man. Cause he started throwing me on for like a minute or two, or introducing me like during his set. He would bring me on and introduce me. Hey, this big shit, you seen him on this and this and that. And you know, the crowd, I would always get a good response, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's like I would go out there and I had nothing written, nothing they could do. Just it was just talk to them for a couple minutes, bro.
Talk shit, right?
You know, but I would think too, because you know you're funny and you're acting and on set versus a live crowd.
It's totally different.
How's the reaction? The just to transcend from being there, from a script, from not having a script, just you know, just letting it out there, you know.
Yeah, because the timing is different. You know what I'm saying? You know, the timing when you're doing acting, your comedy timing is different than stand up. That's why I always give it up to all these comics, man, and, you know, and I have mad respect for the game and for for the culture of comedy because it's no joke, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a whole nother ball game.
They make it look so easy, though.
Yeah,
they make it look so easy, and it's like, fuck. If it doesn't come out easy, then that means I'm not part of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But vice versa for George Lopez. He was stand up, and then that's how he got his big, shot at acting and being on there. So
he was on the radio. He was on the radio.
He was doing stand up for a long time, and then he got the radio gig, and then that led him to to doing acting, and you know what I'm saying.
I remember watching some of his old stuff, big ass hair.
Yeah, the early stuff. Yeah, no, he had that 80s cut.
That 80s big ass pro and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, he was doing stand up for a long time,
That's how you get your name out there, no? Stand up. You keep pushing it.
Yeah, and it's and it kind of like one thing I know is that it kind of helps you too, like with your acting too.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed
even your day to day, it must help you talk to anybody.
Yeah, man.
It'll.
I think just being humble.
Yeah, that too. But the first, like I was saying, the first couple of shows, like the first few shows, I was like, it was like really nerve wracking, and then I didn't know how to like really write stuff down. So what I would do is like I would write down like a skeleton of what I wanted to talk about, Yeah. So then when I would get on stage, then I would just kind of like let it go and just and so then after you get the first couple of laughs, and then I would settle in, like okay, I see where it's at. So you kind of got
build off it out.
Yeah, so you kind of got to feel the crowd.
Yeah.
And I got that. See, I didn't really understand that because I would hear other comedians talk about it, but I didn't understand that till it finally happened to me. Then I started, okay, but the vibe of the crowd, that makes that makes all because I noticed that the more the crowd is vibing and laughing, like the more shit, everything just comes out, like just natural, just like
And once you get those few laughs, once it's good, then
and then everything just starts
What was the
out,
worst experience?
The worst experience? Oh man, probably. I want to say,
you had a black crowd and you fucking all your jokes were about black people.
You know what? Nah, it wasn't even that. I remember the probably the worst one. Man, I want to say we were up in man, it was somewhere like some hillbilly country out there in the middle of nowhere, man. And we were like I'll be honest, we were there, but we were looking at each other like, why are we even here? You know what I'm saying?
You ever freeze up on stage?
Because it was like. One time I did freeze up, but I started fumbling and then I would catch myself. Like a couple of times.
How do you recover? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would fumble it and then I would kind of catch myself.
Because there's no cut. Take one. It was just live action.
So you were in hillbilly town.
We were like out of
Mexican fucking cholo.
Out of the middle of nowhere. So so you got like it was me, Phil, Medina, and then the other homie Monsky, and then it was who else was with us? There was some other guy that was with us. But we were all Mexicans and we're sitting in a crowd, just nothing but white people. But like in a little small town in the middle of nowhere, like up by I don't know, it was like up north somewhere, like past Madera County and shit. But in the middle of nowhere, like literally in the middle of nowhere, bro. And I was like, I was just tripping out, and I was just like, man. And so everybody was looking at us weird, and everybody was like. Not really getting the jokes, and then people just.
You're like Perry and Patterson, huh?
It's like you're like kind of trying to work for it, you're working the crowd and.
It's just not clicking.
Yeah, nothing's not clicking. So I remember I did like 2 minutes. I was gone. I'm out.
Catch you later.
You guys have a great day.
Yeah, I told them, you guys are on your own. I told Phil, you're on your own, bro.
What do you do? You just say, hey guys, you guys have a great day and leave?
Yeah, just go, hey, I'm out of here, man. You guys have a good one.
Big CITRIC, come out.
I think the host would come up there and kind of get you off. I would save you. Say, all right, man, but Big CITRIC, thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Good stuff in the crowd.
He just walked off. He said, fuck that shit.
Drop the mic.
Just drop the mic. I'm out.
He fucking literally dropped it like, fuck this shit.
I'm like, these people ain't never going to remember me, so fuck them.
Fuck all of you.
I think we have a few minutes, right?
And then the crazy shit is that, you know what I'm saying? It's like maybe, like, I don't know, I want to say like maybe like 50 people in the room. It was like a little banquet hall. It was inside a hotel.
They're all wearing camouflage. And
yeah. Some fools have cowboy hats like that.
Cowboy hats and a white.
But they weren't Jose Tierras and shit. At least they would have been Jose Tierras, and then we could have got them going.
What were those? The cable guy and
Larry the cable guy.
They had a whole redneck crew, right?
Yeah.
What were they called? The redneck fucking.
It was
comedians.
Was it blue collar?
Blue collar comedy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they wanted.
Yeah,
they didn't want you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you know, they saw me. They probably thought, "Oh, here comes the big show or some shit."
They probably heard CITRIC.
Yeah, they thought it was gonna be
Big
CITRIC
Show.
the entertainer. Yeah.
Or they probably thought it was some kind of orange or something.
But hey, when we went over there, we did it, man, and we had a good time regardless. You know what I'm saying? Just road tripping with the homies. You know,
I think that's the best time.
That's all. Yeah,
Camaraderie.
that's you know, that's where it really goes down, man. You have good times, man, and a lot of the material. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the material was like that. My boy Phil would use was the shit that we were doing.
You
in the
guys
car,
were doing
you
on
know?
the way, right?
Yeah, you know, like just walking around.
Organic shit on
Yeah,
there.
so,
Life
you know,
experiences. Yeah.
So he would slide in little shit here and there, and you know he has his steady set, but he would slide in little stuff here and there, man. And
Yeah, because the more you repeat a joke, the less funny it is. I think, man. It's got to come like first time.
it's got to be, you know, exactly. Yeah.
But
Maybe twice if you tell it
Yeah.
different.
I would say you ever use a crowd as somebody.
You know, I've used a couple of times, but not like an example of Jeff Garcia. You know, like he
roasts.
roasts and he messes with the crowd and all that. But I have, you know, like a couple times, you know, like with the crowd, and it kind of sets it out too because you get them involved in, you know, people like that shit.
Yeah,
too, you know?
it's
Imagine
like a
seeing
little
this
shit.
guy in the crowd.
I never sit in the back.
You see this
I
guy
know.
just like
He's one of the ones that sits in the back like me.
Man,
Sit in the back, bro.
he'll stick out like a
my
fucking
son does the
sore
same
thumb,
thing,
dude.
man. He sits in the back.
If I'm in the front row, I see this fool fucking telling jokes and it's not funny. I'm gonna be clapping, dude. I'm gonna be clapping.
You're
I'm gonna
a
fucking
fan now.
But I ain't getting fucked
He'll
up.
be a cheerleader and
Big
shit.
ass
Don't
fucking
worry.
licking cholo.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
doggy.
that's why I always avoid sitting in the front crowd too when I go to the shows.
Fuck that shit. I don't get
I
it.
stand down, man. Big ass fool with a bald head. You know? Right away, they got an easy target right there.
You got this demeanor though, that you could look like a thug, but it doesn't come out. I don't think I always see you smiling, so it's just.
The trademark smile.
Yeah.
Where is it at? That's all he tries to mimic you all the time. Little baby Huey.
He's your number one fan over there, the camera guy.
Hey, doggy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
man.
doggy.
You need to make you're not wearing it today, but a poster with your silhouette with that face. Dude.
I'm sure you do. I think you do have some.
I've had some shirts.
Yeah, stickers and shit, you know?
yeah. But I just, just been kind of like lagging it off on that
Yeah.
too, man.
Fucking
for a while,
tattoo,
man.
bro. Like,
I know they're doing a tattoo challenge. And shit.
Oh, shit.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, don't get him started, please.
Or fucking Steve-O.
Yeah, like
from
Steve-O,
Dragon.
like,
That'd be dope, though.
Guess
There you go.
what? Guess what? He started a tattoo challenge.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no,
He's not getting my tattoo on.
I ain't
Yeah.
getting your tattoo.
Yeah, you are.
you're a hero.
I don't know. On your hairy chest.
I wouldn't even.
Right in the heart of it.
I wouldn't even know
What
where
do
to
you
put
think his
that.
favorite tattoo is?
What?
What's your favorite?
Yeah, I'll ask him. He doesn't
What's
ever
your favorite?
sure.
What's your favorite tattoo?
What's my favorite tattoo?
Yeah. What's
that
your?
I have?
Yeah, you have.
Shit, probably the snake. The
And
this
Medusa.
guy's got some
Hey,
bad
can I tell you
body
something?
tattoos.
Remember his words. Those are-
Okay.
He's not a solid king. He's a snake. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, dog.
Watch when they leave.
Anyways,
I'm keeping track. He's on,
look. Watch the cave.
Oh, shit.
Fucking
What's
talking.
the
it's a
cave?
sword, huh?
Fucking.
It's a
Damn.
sword. Yeah, see,
It's
look.
para perico, güey.
It's
It's
it's an envelope opener.
Yeah, it's a fucking ice pick. You
No,
know?
it's his coffee stop.
I'm gonna put this.
Starbucks.
Just backstroke scotch.
Oh man.
It's gonna be a skewer for you, Puerquito.
I don't know where I
never
found
gonna
this
get old,
guy.
fool. Never gonna get old.
He's that guy.
I gotta give me a hat like that, though.
Why don't you give it to him, doggy?
Autographed and everything.
Yeah, it is. He's ready.
You gotta make some custom hats like that,
for real.
with your logo on there.
My fucking Jose Tierra.
Yeah.
No way.
Shit.
Oh man.
Give me a sticker.
Who's
Then
your
I jump
favorite-
out in the booth.
Who's your favorite person to work with that's in your level right now? Like, you mentioned Concrete or earlier, maybe Jay Valentino. The guys that are in the Instagram platform and also they're trying. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell all you guys are trying right now to make a name for yourselves.
Yeah.
And you're already there. But who would out of those guys that are out there, who would you say, hey, this guy's got fucking talent, or I'd like to work with him? it comes out naturally, or
that I've worked with, or that I haven't worked with,
or you haven't worked with,
I mean, there's a lot of cats out there, man, but I mean, obviously, right now, one of the guys that I've been working with is Concrete, that we talked about, and that dude, man, he's multi-talented.
He's multi-talented,
man. Like,
you can see it.
Yeah, and he's hilarious. So, you know what I'm saying? And he's really quick at coming up with shit, and man, he's comedy, man. And he's really good at behind the scenes.
He loves what he does,
working the cameras.
Yeah.
Like all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got his own equipment. He's got like red cams and all. So that dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he puts money back into his program, into his basically he's investing in himself. Right. You know what I'm saying?
He knows he's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly, man. So Concrete is one of the dudes I see right now, like, that's gonna come up next, like on some big level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Let's be nice to him now that we can.
You guys got to get him on here. I don't know if you talked to him or not.
He'll be here tomorrow.
Like I said, I see him like one of the next dudes to come out right now, and just like really blow it out, shit out of the water, man, because he's multi-talented, bro.
You
guys did the Busters together.
Yeah, we
right?
did the Ghetto Busters.
Ghetto Busters.
And then
there's another one with cowboys. Are you in that?
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh man,
no.
But dog.
Well, I don't know. You said Cowboys. Well, I don't know. What you're
I saw a clip. I saw a clip.
From, right?
Jay Valentino and him in cowboy hats, and I don't know if.
I think that was probably for a couple skits they did.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No, and Jay Valentino too, man. He's hilarious, man. I haven't worked with him. I chopped it up here and there with him, but he's comedy too, man. But for sure, like. Concrete, he's one of the cats that I always have a good time working with him.
He's funny. He's got good energy.
Yeah,
humble,
his energy
right?
is humble.
Yeah.
One of a couple of things that we worked on recently too. We were doing like pool skits.
Okay.
Like we got hired by a pool company with my boy Vic Damone and my boy Ricky and Concrete. They hired us to do some skits for the company. So we've been doing that, man. So we're working on it. So it's always comedy, man.
That's awesome.
Comes natural.
It just comes natural, bro. Yeah. So I see him, blowing up, man. And like I said, there's a bunch of other cats out there right now that I see that are doing their thing, man. And all I can say is just keep doing it, man.
It's awesome that especially Instagram, but TikTok, everybody can try at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you feel like you got something in you, you can at least try, and you can grow if you're authentic and you have the talent. It gives you a chance to. Today in the morning I saw this guy on hilarious, dude. I'm like, this guy's gotta be doing something soon, he'll get caught. The attention will get caught because of TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he'll catch that wave.
Yeah.
And he'll get in there where he needs to be.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is, man.
That's awesome, bro.
It's just if you put out the right content and you know what I'm saying, people are gonna get attracted to it. And that's gonna cause waves. That's why like Concrete, with all the skits that he's doing, like a lot of people think he's just doing social media, but he's doing like the acting on the side too, aside from the social
and
media.
directing. He directs for a lot of people.
And he's DPing and
Junkies videos.
Yeah, bro. No,
he's behind the scenes a lot.
He's doing, the body work. We can see it. It's coming.
Exactly, man. Yeah, and we're working on this other thing, and it's called Big Citric's Big Break. So we're in like in the beginning stages of it, but Concrete's in it too. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's a great team right there.
Yeah, man.
I'll watch anything that you guys do.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you guys, man.
So we got network will only let us do a certain time. If not, we gotta pay. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Before we wrap this up, anything you want to say where they can find your clothing brand or anything coming up that can,
Yeah, I mean, just basically, if everybody can go to bigcitric.com, my website, and you can check out the podcast from there. Any information.
We didn't even talk about the podcast, right?
Yeah, no,
any special topics that you're doing?
Right now the way we've been doing the podcast because obviously the studio we were recording, they were remodeling, and a lot of things too because of COVID, they were being real strict on guests and who we brought in. So we were doing some of like phone calls and all. So basically, the last few episodes we've just been talking about like topics that go on, like ridiculous topics that happen in the world.
Yeah.
We'll pull off the internet. like just crazy shit, like believe it or not, but it happened.
Yeah, you don't know that it's happening.
And so
fucking aliens right now.
Yeah, you know, like just wild shit. You know, just so we'll talk about it. You know, like it's ridiculous enough to
to catch attention.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it and we'll clown on the shit. You know, and so that's just basically the show, man. If you want to get some good laughs, you know, just check it out. You know, it's called the Big CITRIC Show. There it is. With the co-host Phil Medina and
cool, man.
Man, you know, we'll take you on a good little journey.
We'll get sometime. You know.
Before we go, who's better, Big CITRIC podcast or Talk Junkies TV?
Which one?
I'm just fucking with you, bro.
Which is the other one?
I said, what's better?
Hey, which one are you on today? The Talk Junkies.
Oh, Talk Junkies. Oh, I couldn't remember.
Hey, shout out to the Talk Junkies.
Of course, man.
Big CITRIC. I want to say thanks for
shout out to you guys, man.
Thank you for having and coming to. We're not in the studio. The fucking microphones probably have COVID, and you know,
you didn't say that.
You still come. You know, that's cool.
We're non-vaccinated, but anyways.
To be honest with that vaccine, it just doesn't matter because you can still catch it. There's no point.
Hey, Doogie.
Well, thank you for coming, brother. Thank you for.
Thank you guys for having me on. Man.
Make sure guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk Junkies right here.
And we got another special guest for next week.
So stay tuned.
Somebody good.
There it is.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Talk Junkies. We out. Choo.